Yo guys, since this is kind of a shotgun month for us, I figure I cover some ammo with shotguns, and there's a lot of misconceptions on the internet, because the internet is the holy grail of rumors and bullshit. And but there's a lot of people that know what they're talking about. I'm going to tell you from personal experience what I experienced. Now that I've got more familiar with shotguns in my gun collection, you learn a lot more, and there's a lot of things you think you know and you're wrong about, and you have to correct yourself. Yeah, everyone's situation's different. I mean, you can't listen to a guy that lives on a farm. What ammo to use for home protection if you live in the city and live in a small apartment? You don't listen to that guy. You can't listen to that guy. He might misdirect you. Not his fault. He's just going to say, well, this is what I use. I use double-aught buck and slugs. That's what I'm saying. Don't underestimate birdshot. The good thing about using birdshot is it's really affordable, it's cheap, and if you live in a small house or a very small apartment, the birdshot is very effective. Remember, when the birdshot's coming out, when the birdshot's coming out of that barrel at close range, it's tight as a fist. Okay? Now, if you're going to shoot, I don't know, I guess 15 yards or out, yeah, you're going to start getting a really big spread. It's going to get weak. But I'm talking about 12 feet. You know what I'm saying? 15 feet. Now, in my situation, birdshot would be fine. Okay? I know in the past video a long time ago I said I wouldn't use birdshot, but like I said, as I'm learning, I'm passing it to you guys. And now that I think about it, back in 1992, I lived in an apartment building, and there were some shady characters that lived in that building. It was in Jersey too. The name of the complex was called Colony Green. I'll never forget it. That's why I never forgot it, because of what happened. My son was like, I don't know what he was, a baby. And I didn't even hear anything, but the people above us were always fighting all the time. They were real dysfunctional animals. Okay, that's what they were. They belong in cages, these people. They're disgusting people. Okay, the guy used to, almost every other night beating on his wife and all. People always calling the cops on him. And one day, I woke up one morning, came out of my bedroom, walking across the living room. I had wood floors, and I looked down, and I seen these little BBs on the floor. I said, what the fuck is that? And I looked closer, and I said, these look like this looks like shotgun shot, like came out of a shotgun shell. And it was birdshot. Listen to my words. You hear what I just said? It was bird friggin' shot. So I looked down, and then naturally, what's that do? Causes you don't know where it came from, right? Causes you to look up. I look up at my ceiling, there's a hole in my ceiling. The guy or girl got the shotgun and shot it upstairs at the floor, I guess, and it went through their rugs, through their hard wooden floors, through my ceiling drywall, and into my living room. That's that stuff right there. 7.5 birdshot. 7.5 shot. Okay? Or it might have been 8. I don't know what it was. But it was real small and tiny. I know that. Probably like 300 or 400 pellets per shell. And they were all over the floor. So, just to let you know, at close range, it's very devastating. And if you want to use birdshot for home protection, my opinion, and you live in a small house, it's fine. I use it. I use it here. This place is only, this is the back of my house. So from the back of my house all the way to the front of my house, I doubt this place might be 30 feet long. So if someone's coming in my house and I walk out to my living room, they're only going to be standing about tops 12 feet away from me. And I'm going to have a 12 gauge birdshot shells in my shotgun it's going to be fine. Because at that distance, it's going to be a nice, tight ball of lead coming at you, is what I'm saying. So, I went to Walmart, and these are like $6 a box, and this is what I was using at the last when we went to the gun range last with the Mossberg 590, and I was using these. These things were killing my shoulder, believe it or not, and they are the heavy target loads, 2 3/4 inches. I like the 2 3/4 inches because I can get more ammo in my gun. I really don't use 3-inch or 3.5 inch too much. I try to always buy 2 3/4. I rather have more ammo than a bigger bang. That's just me. So these are really great from Winchester. This is like 6 something a box, and this is devastating in small quarters. That's what I'm saying. Now I do have other stuff. Here's your typical double-aught buck. Now these are 3-inch magnums. Now, these would probably be good in my shotgun, my special purpose, because I got a really long magazine tube. Can get a lot of ammunition in there. Now there's something like this. Did you notice what I did? I took off the extended tube and the clamp. You know, I was looking at this gun for a while, and I said, you know what? It looks so good with the barrel cut, because I cut the barrel down to 18.5, put a new bead on it. I said, I'm going to take the extended tube off and the clamp off, and just have it's nice original Remington 870 look. And it's this is great for home protection. Got an 18.5 inch barrel, 12 gauge shotgun, small loading tube. You can only get four in the tube, 1 in the pipe. So, but this is great for close quarters. It's not real long. And like I said, the only thing I got to do is get a butt pad for it. But looks nice like this. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Anyway, I do have stuff like 3-inch Magnum double-aught buck. This stuff has 15 pellets, a double-aught buck. That's a lot of lead coming at you. But there's no need for me to use this here. Not in this situation. I have this law enforcement strike slug ammo. I got all this special crap because I don't know where I'm going. We're not staying here forever. My goal is to get a house with a lot of land. You know, a real spread out area. When I do that, I'll definitely load up my weapons with stuff like this. But in here, I think it's over penetration. Okay, it's a strike slug, 1 1/8 ounces, 12 gauge, of course, 2 3/4 inches long, 1,480 feet per second. That's some badass stuff. My man, good friend of mine, sent that to me. He's a really good guy. But right now, where I'm at in this house, I use this. Okay. You could stagger your loads, like put something devastating for the last round. A lot of people do that. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll load it all up with this, and I'll make the devastating round, this Winchester PDX-1 stuff. It has a slug, and it has 3 double-aught buck pellets in it, and it's very, very devastating. And but I just don't think I would use that for in here. I used to a while ago because I didn't know any better, but common sense, just like I told you that story about that apartment, that was birdshot, man, and I just told you what happened. It penetrated a rug, a solid wood floor, and my ceiling drywall down into my living room. Came right through. Okay, that's because it was close quarters. Now the other experience I had, a lot of people don't like to admit this, but I will, because this channel, you know, I try to keep it about honesty. And if I contradict myself, I'll admit it. And this is one of the times where I'm contradicting myself, because I used to use these all the time, but I did a lot of research, and it makes more sense to me where I live to use this birdshot. You hear that word bird, and it makes it sound like it's weak. Okay, remember, I'm going to say it one more time. When that birdshot's coming out the barrel at close distance, it's a tight fist of lead. Okay? Use your common sense. When I was living in New Jersey, I lived in Violin, New Jersey, I had a shotgun. And actually it was a 16 gauge shotgun. And I don't have it no more. And it was a bolt action 16 gauge shotgun. It was pretty cool. It was a Mossberg, I think. It's really old. Worked great. And I was not real familiar with guns at the time. I just started getting into them. I was a newbie, so my safety skills were atrocious. So it was loaded. There was one in the pipe, one in the chamber. I was wiping it down with a rag. Now granted, there was birdshot in there. Okay, I'll even show you. I still have the box. There it is, 16 gauge heavy field. Okay. I was wiping it down with the rag. This thing had a hair trigger. The bolt was cocked. So I was wiping it down with a silicone rag, and the silicone rag caught the trigger. When the silicone rag caught the trigger, the gun discharged. And remember, this is birdshot. It put a hole in my ceiling, but that ain't nothing. I used to have one of those. I have one downstairs. I have, you know, those mechanic halogen lights? They're made out of steel, right? I got lucky. It hit that first. It blew that apart, went past that, and put a hole in my ceiling. It went through a yellow steel halogen light, mechanics halogen light. Now you see them at Home Depot all the time. They're shaped like a square and they're all steel. It hit it dead center, blew that to pieces, went through it, went into my ceiling, and went through my ceiling. Did it go through the roof outside? No. That's where it stopped. But just to show you, what the hell do you think that's going to do to a human body? Okay? There's plenty of YouTube videos out there demonstrating what birdshot will do to flesh and bone. Just check, just Google it. You'll see it. It penetrates very severely. Now remember, don't forget. Shh, the frig up. Sorry. Remember what I'm talking about here. Close quarters. I'm talking about people that live in apartments, little small houses like I do. So don't say, oh, I used birdshot one time 20 yards away and it was the spread was this. I'm not talking about that. Because this is what you have to do when you make YouTube videos. You got to constantly remind people of the point of the video, or they'll start telling you how wrong you are. Okay. There's two real stories from me, my own experience, not something I heard, with birdshot. And that's it. So I recommend to you, if you live in a small apartment or a house or whatever, don't be afraid to buy birdshot for home protection. If you feel comfortable using this powerful stuff in a little quarters, then that's up to you. I'm not telling you to do that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it if you know what you're doing. So that's pretty much it. Alright guys. Good conversation video. Let me know how you like the 870 back to its original look. Alright, see ya.